Welcome everyone, and welcome to the Palace Theatre now for our top tier event. How are you?
Good!
How was your day so far?
Wonderful!
Yeah, you having a good time?
Yeah, I exercised.
How many of you went to the Windjammer for breakfast this morning?
Exercise done.
How many of you
That's
went to the
great.
diner for breakfast this morning? How many of you went to both venues for breakfast this morning? Yes, we know you. Okay, now welcome back once again. As many of you know already, my name is Elvis. I'm all the way from Chile. I'm your cruise director on board, and as you know as well, most of the time the cruise directors are the ones who does all the taka 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 taka. Not to worry, not this time. Now, of course, before we start, I have to recognize some of the amazing staff members in here. First of all the officers at the entrance. Please give it up for all of them doing a great job, making sure that you have a great vacation experience. And as well, we need to recognize the ones who are providing the drinks for you. Alright, so please give it up for the wonderful bar staff doing a great job as well. And as a reminder, I always say this as well. You are on vacation. Alright, so you are not driving anytime soon. Alright, so you can have more than one drink. Okay, now when I invite some of the senior officers, of course, to the stage, led by your captain, Captain Shutdown, everyone. Come on, put your hand together for all of them, everyone. So let me introduce all of them to you. So you know the face, and now you will know their names. So the first person in line, who is not moving around today. Thank you so much for that. Okay, so now he is the one who does all the shopping, not only for you but for us as well, the crew member. He is our wonderful and amazing inventory manager, Eric. Everyone, come on, give it up for him. The next person is the one looking after your staterooms and as well all the public area. He is the one who trained all the stateroom attendants to do all those towel animals. Yeah. So please everyone, put your hands together for your executive housekeeper, Florencio. The next person in line, she is the one, I have to say, she's one of our favorite person on board, beside the captain. Alright, because she's the one who pays us twice a month. So please everyone, give it up for your financial controller, Kelly. Money, money, money. Alright, the next person in line is the one who knows everything. If you have any question about anything, please ask him. Alright, he's the one leading the team on deck number 5 in the front desk. Alright, he's our guest services manager. We have Federico. The next one is the one responsible for all those extra pounds that you will take home after your cruise vacation. And not only that, as well of all the drink, all the food venues, you know, from the restaurants to the Windjammer, the specialty restaurants and the bars. So please give it up for your food and beverage director. We have Keith. And our next wonderful and amazing officer in there, I guess he doesn't need much of an introduction because he is the master of the vessel. So please everyone, make a lot of noise and give it up one more time for Captain Shutdown.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
You can go back to work. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to welcoming all our top cruisers to your special party. This is, of course, the way that Royal Caribbean like to recognize our loyalty cruisers. First of all, for your loyalty and also for telling your friends about us. Because you know that the word of the mouth is the best advertisement. And at this time, we are all here on the Explorer of the Seas. Some of you have been there for several cruises, back to back, and some of you came on board 2 days ago. What I can tell you about the Explorer is that we are 1 week away from 1 year of cruising after the pandemic. When the Corona and when the COVID hit the world, the Explorer was on a cruise from Miami, and this was in beginning of March, February, March 2020. And at that time, all cruise ships were told to go back to their original turnaround port and take off all the guests, and so was also with the Explorer. She finished the cruise in Miami, all the guests went off the ship, and also American crew members. And no guest came on board. She was told then to go to sea. They didn't want any ships to stay in port because of this COVID. People or the authorities were not sure about how this COVID was going. So the Explorer, she went to sea with 1,200 crew members. No guests on board. So we were a cruise ship at that time. And of course, with 1,200 crew members, we couldn't sail around with these people on as passengers. So then they decided to start to take off people because we didn't know how long this pandemic will last. So then the Explorer, she went all the way to Barbados. Barbados was very helpful and said that, okay, from Barbados you can leave. Other countries said, no, we don't want any cruise ships in here because of the pandemic. But Barbados was, and the company, Royal Caribbean, they chartered planes that came in. They took crew members from Royal Caribbean cruise ships that were there, and also Celebrity, every ships that was inside a group of Royal Caribbean cruises. And after a while, when they had got off most of the crew members, we had still some on board here on the Explorers. The Explorer repositioned over to Europe. This was in the end of April 2020, beginning of May actually. And she came over to Europe, to the Mediterranean, close to Gibraltar. That is the entrance into the Mediterranean. And she went in there, and some crew members, European crew members, left. And after that, we ended up with about 100 people on board, and that was mostly crew from the deck and engine, from the marine side. But of course, we also need to have some service. We need to have some food and cooks and help. And there were some people also from hotel operation. And during all these things, from the COVID started until Gibraltar, I was home on vacation. I had just left the ship. So I was home for 4 or 5 months, and at that time I could sign on. So in June I was signing on the ship, and then my colleague, he could leave and go home. We were in the Mediterranean approximately 2-3 months. We were in or out to Gibraltar. We were doing some provisioning, we were changing some of the crew members and so on. And after middle of August, we repositioned up to France, to the west coast of France, to a port called Brest, where we went into dry dock. This dry dock was scheduled, and it's supposed to last for 2 months. But due to this COVID, it was cut down to 1 month. It was a lot of work that was supposed to be done on board, and a lot of this work were cancelled. But we had to go into dry dock. The ship was 20 years old, and she had to do a big inspection by our classification company. One of the things that we had to leave on the pier when we left the dry dock was our water slide. Supposed to have a water slide on the back deck on the Explorer, but that was just left there. But I can tell you that there's plan to put this on board again in February next year, in 3-4 months, and we go back to dry dock again. The Explorer finished the dry dock, went over to the coast of England in the English Channel. We anchored up in a place called Poole Bay, which is very close to Southampton, the south of Southampton. And this was in October, November, December. And at this time in this part of the world, there can be a lot of wind, a lot of frogs coming, and so one was that came in the Poole Bay. We were anchored up there, but the wind was making us problems all the time. We were dragging anchor and so on. One night, the officer called me from the bridge. He said that we are dragging anchor and we are not stopping. He said we are dragging very fast, 3-4 knots. So I came up to the bridge and said to start the engines, and we started up the engines and started to heave up the anchor. And the chain came in. We had about 300 meters of chain out. That's about 900 feet plus. And the end of the chain came up, and there were no anchor. That means the anchor has broken off. So what should we do? We had 2 anchors, but at this time we just went to sea. I said, let's go to sea and wait until tomorrow morning and decide what we're going to do. But that anchor is still there. If you'd like to have it in your backyard, I can give you the position. There are some people that have tried to take it, but I can tell you it's 16.5 tons, so it's not so easy to pick up.
Wow.
Then we stayed in, the explorer stayed in Provo Bay until just before Christmas. At that time she was repositioned over to Bahamas and anchored up not too far away from Coco Cay. And in that area there were probably 20 other cruise ships. And we were sitting there, going over to Freeport for fueling once a month, going into Miami also once a month for provisioning and changing of crew. And then it came to the point where the company said that, well, it looks like it's going better now, so now we're going to prepare the ships for cruising. So for the Explorer's part, I'm talking about the Explorer all the time, is that she was repositioned from Bahamas down to around Puerto Rico, or St. Martin. And we started to get people on board, we trained them and made them ready. So then our first cruise was then ready to go from San Juan, Puerto Rico on the 13th of November in 2021. Before that we had a test cruise with some people that was invited on board for an overnight cruise to over to St. Martin. We had about 180 guests on board that got a free cruise to St. Martin and back again. On our first cruise we had a little more than 1,000 people on board. I was on board, and we sailed down through the eastern part or eastern Caribbean, all the way down to Barbados and St. Lucia, St. Kitts and those areas. So that's how we started. So now we are back again, and now we are almost a full house again. So when we start up again, at that time we were able to give our guests a cruise, of course, and the first one in line to come on board was our top cruises, the top repeat cruisers. They came right away, they were ready to come, and also our crew members got their jobs back again. So they got the job so they could start to support their family, and now we are almost in normal cruising again. So ladies and gentlemen, that was a short story, supposed to be a short story about what happened, but anyway, thank you for coming back once again, and enjoy the rest of the cruise. Thank you so much.
Come on everyone, one more time, give it up for your Captain Carlton. Thank you so much, Captain. Thank you so much. So now, of course, we do have more activities, more events for you. We have the belly flop competition. Anybody? Any volunteer? No worries, we will volunteer you if you're not there. I mean, if you don't want to be in it. Anyway, so now we're going to welcome to the representative or the person in charge of the loyalty program on board. So please put your hand together and welcome Justin.
Hello, good morning everyone. This is Justin, your loyalty ambassador, all the way from the Philippines, and it's my pleasure to recognize our most loyal guests. There's no one else except each and every one of you who are sitting here this morning. Please give yourselves a big round of applause. For this voyage, we have 1,084 Crown and Anchor members, 146 Platinum members, 73 Emerald members, 99 Diamond members, 65 Diamond Plus members, and with more than 700 cruise points, we have 10 Pinnacle members on board. I kindly ask all the Pinnacle members to please stand up. wave and be recognized. Please give them a big round of applause. And to start the recognition this morning, the top cruisers. The third top cruiser with 1,017 cruise points. Please give a big round of applause for Anne and Martin Malamud.
Wow, look at them. Great. Oh, they're getting their picture.
Congratulations. And our second top cruisers with 1,056 cruise points, Jacqueline and Wallace Tithing.
Oh, I've wondered because I've seen people that look like regular passengers with those. Thank you for telling me that.
Congratulations. And our first top cruisers with 1,170 cruise points, Joseph Floyd and Roy Dempsey. They're not here as well, but please give a big round of applause for both of them. And I really want to thank each and every one of you for being here this morning. If you need any of my assistance, my desk is on deck number 2 here in the forward part of the ship. And thank you and enjoy the rest of the cruise. And now I would like to introduce to you your cruise sales manager, Crystal.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Perfect. Welcome to our beautiful Explorer of the Seas. My name is Crystal and I'm all the way from South Africa, currently living in Portugal but traveling the world with the Royal Caribbean. And I think I have the best job on board because I'm your cruise sales manager here and I get to plan your future vacation. So make sure to come visit us. We have some great itineraries, whether you want to go to Alaska or the Mediterranean. And of course, what is our newest ship that's just come out? Icon, perfect. So yes, we have that all the way up until 2025. So make sure to come visit my office all the way on the back of the ship on deck 6. Come tell me where your favorite destination that you've been in the world. I'd love to hear your stories. But come visit my team because I do have the best team in the fleet and I hope that we can help you plan your future cruise. All right, hope you have a fabulous cruise and I'll hand you over and enjoy the music with our beautiful orchestra.
Take me to Singapore. Where am I going?